All right, Ed, this is I find one of my favorite topics, and in a way, it's about influencers, not the YouTube kind that we see now, but um, sometimes it comes in a minute, right moment, right time. Sometimes it's a lifetime. I mean, I've shared this with you at one point. You know, I talk about my grandfather a lot, who emigrated him, my grandmother, my mom, and aunt from Kiev, Ukraine, to Canada years and years ago, and he used to take me for walks in the park when I was about 5 or 6 years old in Montreal, and he talked to everybody. And there was one time I remember asking him, I said, I come to Zeta, I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he looked at me and he said, look at this guy. I remember him pointing, this guy coming over. One day I looked at him and smiled at him. And he looked and smiled at me and came over and we became friends. And then someone else saw us smiling and laughing and they came over too. And now we're doing stuff together. And I'm making a longer story short. Um, I remember thinking literally that life's going to be great. All I have to do is smile because of what he told me. And then you kind of get older a little bit and you kind of get a little more cynical, but then you get older a little bit more and you realize sometimes it just does take just that to make and change a person's life. So we have a lot of different influences in our lives. Can you share 2 to 3 people who have been influential in your life?
Sure. Happy to share who's been influential in my life. I have to start with my parents. My dad, he could laugh when I thought things were the worst. He could just chuckle. It could be worse. And of course, he knows.
Right.
Um, and he would find the humor in things. And it helped me, didn't help me. It kind of modeled for me that I like to go where there's sunlight. Metaphorically, I go for the sun and try to find the humor in everything. Um, Sometimes I come across as not very serious, but that's because I just don't take things all that seriously. They're important, but I got to laugh. I like to make light of things, the way my dad did.
You do.
Perseverance from my dad, honestly, having come from what he did, having uh, had to start from scratch over again several times, and yet remain warm, friendly, and humorous. I'm gregarious. I like to meet people. I get that from my both my mom and my dad. My mom would meet everybody, um, and we'd have people over for dinner. It's this the old school way of meeting people. Hey, just talk, have a conversation.
And listen.
Well, yes, listening is key. Oh, it's him again. Oh no, he just is going to talk. Um, uh, I have to say, I have to say that my wife is somebody who has been a role model for me in a lot of ways too. I don't mean that just because I want to, give a nod to my wife.
Mhm.
She's a type A personality. She's challenged me to think some things through, be more mindful of things that I say, and be more thoughtful about other people, particularly her. Is Well, what I mean by that is, sometimes you're easy-go-lucky and you say things, but then you don't always realize kind of what how it lands on other people. So
Words do
uh,
matter.
words actually really do matter. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. But actually, they can.
Yeah,
They can be
I
painful.
disqualified that statement a long time ago. It didn't make sense to me because they do matter and they do hurt people or help people as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely.
Anybody
Um,
that you haven't met that has been some kind of influence on you?
well, a couple of friends. That's not who I haven't met, but going back to just some people,
Hmm.
uh, some friends, and we are certainly on opposite sides of the political spectrum, for sure. But we're friends, and we appreciate each other. We help each other. We know that we're on opposite sides of the spectrum on certain things, but we enjoy each other's company. We can talk about some of that stuff sometimes, but sometimes we choose not to bring those things into our lives and just enjoy each other's company. And
Hmm.
I do have to finish one thought about my German friend and all the comments and everything. It is now 25 years later, and he is still my friend. We are still friends, regardless of the tragic backgrounds in our family history. We remain friends. Um,
Well,
other
that's
than,
and that proves what your dad said at the beginning of still be his friend.
yeah, I have to say, with some of the people that I don't know, I learn every day from people. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I still feel like I'm a kid learning stuff from. I learn from you. Uh, you're a jokester, you're a prankster, but you have a lot of depth and in what you do. And I learn from you too. I learn from a lot of people around me. I learn from some of the kids, students, when
Of
I do
course.
talks and speak publicly. I ask them, why are you here? Oh, because I'm interested in the subject. Really? Tell me more. I'm curious about what they're interested in, why they want to know about this topic that I speak on. I learn from them. I learn from people like you. I try to learn from as many people as possible. Hopefully, I'll be learning until the day I die.
Well,
Then I'm
and
going
you
to
know
learn
what?
something new after I die.
You may, we probably do, but you know what I find in from the and thanks for sharing all that is that what we should also realize is that we're influencing people all the time also. And we have the choice of being positive or negative. And kind of like teachers to a great degree, a lot of times you don't know you're influencing people, but you are. So what you say and how you act, does make a difference. So thanks for sharing that. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you for allowing me to share it. I'm happy to. It made me think.